Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Empress Oracle Card Edition. So let's get into it. Let's talk about keeping your enemies close, because that seems to be another epidemic that just goes on, and no matter how time goes on, it's like people never learn. They never learn. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any friends. I don't have anybody that I call friends, because for some odd reason, what people don't realize is that a lot of things were put out to people, especially minorities, people with limited education, people who, can't think further than what's in front of them. A lot of misinformation was spread to them to feel as though they had to move or act a certain way to ensure their safety. But now, as we're getting older, we all should realize that it's bullshit and it's actually the opposite, right? People laid the wrong foundation for people. So whoever the fuck came up with the saying, keep your enemies close, right? Or keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, was a fucking shady dumbass. And that's why so many people are getting killed. So many people are getting harmed. And it's not by strangers. It's by the people that they call friends. It's by the people that they call friends. And it's just so odd, because God blessed everybody with intuition, kind of like an inner compass for a reason. And it's crazy how so many people would rather listen to the words and the opinions of their friends than their own God-given intuition, to the point of self-sabotage. It's crazy. It's crazy. And unfortunately, that's why so many people have trust issues nowadays. Like me, I don't trust. You have to earn my trust, right? Because of friends and family. And there's so many people that are going through that. And it's sad, because a lot of people feel as though that's the way things are supposed to be. So many people have been traumatized to the point where they think things are normal, they think things are okay, and they think that that is the way that things are supposed to be. And it's not. It's not. You should not have to sleep with one eye open around your friends. Y'all, excuse me. Y'all see that? Excuse me. I'm a girl. But anyway, you should not have to do that. And it's sad, because me personally, I'm speaking from experience now. I've gone out my way to be a friend to so many people who are not used to having nice things. They're not used to good things. They're not used to good friends. And so, because they have already been, in a way, institutionalized to believe they're supposed to conduct themselves a certain way, right? Life, the situations that they've been around, just been so cold and cruel that they feel as though, if you're trying to get close to them, you want to do something bad to them. And I don't know why anybody would think that somebody like myself would go out of their way to befriend somebody to stab them in the back. That has to be one of the most common mental illnesses out there right now. You know what I'm saying? It must be trending. It must be trending. It's just so crazy. So many people are just walking around alone in a room full of people, because people don't know how to be friends. People don't know how to be good to people. Right? It's sad. It's so sad. People don't know what real friendship is, because they grew up seeing people stab each other in the back. They seen people play in each other's faces and act like it's okay. Do you know how sick that is? Do you know how sick that is? Do you know how fake that is? And then people wonder why so many people are suffering with multiple personality disorders, because you're fake. Because you are fake. If you have to pretend to be somebody's friend, but really you are their enemy, that means you're putting on a mask every time you're around that person. You are putting on a mask. You are not being yourself. The same way people can't keep up with lies, people can't keep up with masks. Eventually that shit gonna fall the fuck off, and people are gonna see who you truly are, your true colors. And what reason do you have for befriending somebody to stab them in the back? If you want to sample their sauce, just ask. If you want to know how somebody did something, just ask. Everybody is not the same. But the way things are going, people are dying at the hands of people that they call friends, right? In turn, they are turning around and stabbing in the back people that were placed in their life to be real friends to them, to be the support systems that they need. That's ass backwards if you ask me. Ass the fuck backwards if you ask me. And it seems to be the new normal. People actually seem to be okay. You see it all over. You see it in the news. You see it in social media. You see it in person. People will sit there and have a knockdown, drag out fight. And then the next minute you turn around and they riding together. They sleeping in the bed together. They kissing each other in the mouth. Exchanging pH balances and shit. Who do that? Who do that? Who? Oh, no, tell me who. This shit is crazy. Crazy to me. You know, but when I was younger, back in like, I don't know, the 90s or some shit, there was a movie that came out called Sleeping with the Enemy. And at that time, it was so ironic because I was a child and I was wondering, like, oh, there's no way people would actually sleep with the enemy. There's no way people would actually live with somebody knowing that they hate them and stuff. But now, at my ripe old age, that's all I see. That is all I see. I see people who would rather stay in toxic, negative, abusive environments with people who they know don't like them than to be free, than to go find happiness, than to go find peace, than to be alone, to heal. And then they wonder why they're so fucked up. They wonder why they keep going around the same circles, going nowhere fast. That's so stupid to me. And if you are one of those people who do things like that, sorry y'all, allergies been whooping me. But yeah, if you are one of those people who do shit like that, baby, pick yourself up, babe. Love yourself. People don't know their value, they don't know their worth, or they sell themselves too short to please people who don't even fucking matter. I say that to y'all all the time. People who don't even matter. People who really don't even really give a fuck about you for real. Once you can't do whatever the fuck you doing for them, even if it's being their own personal punching bag, once you can't provide that service for them, they toss you to the side. Friends don't do that. Real friends don't do that. People don't understand what a real friend is. People feel as though a real friend is a yes man, a do boy, a do girl, somebody who gonna kiss their ass and tell them everything they do is right. Somebody who's not gonna force them to have accountability for their fuck ups and their dumb shit. People don't want accountability. They rather watch this bitch burn down. That's just crazy to me. Abso-fucking-loosely crazy to me. Right? Once you tell somebody something they don't like, once you point out the truth, people don't even know what the fuck constructive criticism is anymore. God forbid you tell somebody something about themselves in an area that you can see needs improvement for them to be better. God forbid you open your filthy whore mouth and say some fuck shit like that. What? Bitch! They be like, bitch! Bitch! How dare you? It's just crazy. You fucked up my puff, but I got the point across, right? Yeah. It's crazy to me. Ass fucking backwards. You know? That's that crabs in the barrel mentality shit that I be talking about. That seems to be all the rage. I understand y'all like crab legs and shit, but goddamn! Crabs in the barrel? And that's the problem. That's why y'all need to stay in fucking school. Less fucking more learning, goddammit. Because y'all think crabs in the barrel mentality is cute. Y'all compare that bitch to crab legs and everybody wants some. All y'all crabs. That's crazy. Cut it out. Cut it out. People who lack accountability, they rather have their enemies around them who's going to hype them up. People who, yeah, they going to tell you, yeah, ball out. Yeah, make it rain. Do this, do that. They going to tell you, yes, they want you to use up all of your supplies so that you have nothing. And then they're going to be like, you stupid, I wouldn't have did that. Well, why didn't they tell you during the time? Because they're not your real friends. Of course they're not going to tell you you're doing dumb shit because they're not your real friends. Mr. or Miss, keep your enemies closer. Duh. They're going to watch you destruct. They're going to enable you. they're not going to force you to have accountability. They're going to hype you up. Everything you say, they're going to be like, yup, yeah. And then at the end, when everything fucks up, they're like, oh, damn, I thought you knew. I was going to say, please, give me a freaking break now. You're not tired? You're not tired yet? You're not done with it? I don't understand, me no understand how people can go along, so me not get it, But I guess it's not for me to understand. But what's even worse is, and this is another part from my experience, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people can relate also too. What's even worse is when people play in your face when you try to help them as a friend, right? Because real friends want to see each other grow. They want to see each other be successful. Hell, they even want to help. So what's even worse is when you do things as a friend for somebody and they accept it, but they think you're stupid for being nice, or they feel as though they're getting over on you for doing something, a genuinely kind act that you would do for anybody because you're a genuinely kind person. Because they are not used to people like that. So they think you're stupid. And they talk about you behind your back. Right? You're the butt of the joke. Are you the idiot? So them think. Say you're stupid, right? You're the fool behind their back. While they sit there and talk about you to all their other snake friends, the enemies that they're keeping close, they sit and talk about you to those enemies that they think are their friends. And you're the butt of the joke, and they're talking about you behind your back. Right? Telling that person, oh yeah, to dog you, drag you, to burn that bridge with you. And then once they burn the bridge with the good friend, then the enemies, the snakes in the grass, be like, oh, I would have never did that. Oh, you stupid. But oh, you thought you was looking cool in front of your friends, and now you lost the real friend. But you have those enemies right up under you saying, damn, couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Don't you feel stupid now? Who's stupid now? Who is stupid now? This message goes out to a lot of people, a lot of ex-friends of mine that realized that they fucked up and lost the real one. And so they still be watching me, following me. I'm tired of blocking y'all because y'all just keep coming back. So, hey, what's up? But let this be a lesson. It's a lesson I've learned many a times. And I still will never stop being a good person, right? Because if you are a good person, if you are a real friend to somebody, then God might not bless you with that person or with that friendship, but what goes around comes around. So continue to be a good person, right? The people who have the sense that God gave them, continue to stay away from people who don't mean you well. Stay away from the people who, when they're doing good, you don't hear from them. They only contact you when they need you, when they need something, when they need a sounding board, when they want good advice. But otherwise, when they out there, having a blast, it's crickets. You don't hear from them. Stay away from those people. And just wait. There are good people out there. It's just I feel like we're all spread out. But thank God for the internet, right? Remember, whoever made that saying, keep your enemies close, they were the enemy. Don't let that go over your head. Talk to you later. I love you.